military appreciation. Vandar's doing pretty good.
Hello. Well, try to save it. Got to have a nice flamey little area. So you can get in there and get the damage. And be a little smart. But I can't really do anything with it.
But you're having a good time, right?
Well, it's okay.
You're smiling.
Yeah, a little bit.
That makes me happy. Considering we were just at the emergency room less than a week ago.
I always say that I don't think most people realize, without the hard work, dedication, and the commitment that each and every single one of you have endured and sacrificed, we would not have the freedoms that we do today to be on these amazing cruise vacations. So again, we want to say thank you. And to go ahead and start today, I want to start by reciting the Pledge of Allegiance. So if you all please stand for me.
You stay seated.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now, if you please stay standing, I'd like to welcome to the stage your playlist singer, Jeff, as he leads us in the singing of the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Jeff. And again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all that you have done. Now today, as we said, we want to go ahead and say thank you and give you acknowledgement for representing this amazing country. Now what we're going to do today, we're going to go ahead and we are going to represent each branch of the military. Now when I go ahead and represent your branch, if you are here, I would like you to stand to your feet so we can go ahead and acknowledge you. Also, we're going to give you a little quiz today as well. We're going to see if you actually still remember your branch song. So we're going to have you sing along with us a bit today. We're going to have a little bit of fun. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. The first branch I want to go ahead and acknowledge is going to be the Army. Is anyone here representing the Army? If you are, standing up on your feet, and let's go ahead and see if you remember this one. Now also, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to show your love for the Army, I'm going to ask you at this time to stand up and give them a wonderful round of applause. Give a round of applause for the Army, ladies and gentlemen. One more time, give it up for the Army! Now, sing out. All right, now ladies and gentlemen, during this section as well, I always like to ask if there's anyone here representing the Army that has anything that they would like to share or any stories that they would like to say. And if that is you, you can put your hand up, and if you decide a little bit later that you want to do so, go ahead and throw your hand up in the air. I know it's always tough to get the ball rolling, but if someone has anything they'd like to say, just go ahead and put your hand up, all right? Next branch you want to represent is going to be the Navy. Anyone representing the Navy here today? There we are. Thank you, sir, for your service. Let's see if you remember this one. Now, if you want to to show your love for the Navy, you know what I'm going to have you do. Stand on up and give this gentleman a wonderful round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, give it up for the Navy. Now, family, I always say I like to direct everyone's attention to this quote here. It says, "We often take for granted the very things that most deserve our gratitude." Yeah? We often take for granted the very things that most deserve our gratitude. Just a little food for thought, yeah? And I always say, leave it to a Navyman to take a cruise for their vacation. Yeah. I guess you don't get enough, that's all right. Next branch we want to represent is going to be the Marines. Any Marines here? Oh, I was a little quiet, I was getting a little nervous, but they're here. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to show your love for the Marines, up on your feet, give them a wonderful round of applause.
From the halls of Vanders to the shores of Tripoli, we fly our country's battles in the air.
One more time, show your love for the Marines. Now, this is a silly question. Do I have any Marines that want to say anything?
Nope.
They're quiet today, that's okay. Well, listen, there it is. I always leave it to Marines. The Marines, they always have something to say. There's always some kind of banter going on, I know, with those Marines. That's okay, though. Next branch we want to represent is going to be the Air Force. Anyone representing the Air Force? Right over here, ladies and gentlemen, right coming down the stairs. Ladies and gentlemen, let's show your love for the Air Force. Sure, it's like your entrance music. One more time, show me your love for the Air Force, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, sir, that could have been timed any better. All right, next branch we want to go ahead and recognize is going to be the Coast Guard. Do we have anyone here representing the Coast Guard? We can still give them a wonderful round of applause as well, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I always get a little nervous if the Coast Guard is here because it means we either did something wrong or we're in trouble. So it's okay because we only see them once a year for our inspections. But the Coast Guard is very, very important to us here on board. It was about 4 cruises ago. It was this same run. And we had 5 medical debarkations in a 4-day cruise. The Coast Guard came to our side 3 times by cutter boat and 2 times by helicopter. So we are very thankful for the Coast Guard while we are sailing these 7 seas because they are looking after us, making sure that we are okay. And not only them, we're thankful for all of you and all that you've done for this amazing country. Now, what I'd like to do right now is go ahead and thank our international allies. We can give them a wonderful round of applause as well. Doing a fantastic job. Now, this next group that I want to acknowledge is very important. If you fall into this category and you are here, I'm going to need you to stand up, okay? And that is going to be our families, yeah? If you are a mother, a daughter, a husband, a wife, a son, anything, stand up if you are here today representing your military servicemen or women. Now stay standing because I want you to realize your job is just as important as our servicemen and women because they would not be able to do what they do every day if it wasn't for you. They would not be able to go protect this amazing country if they didn't have a solid base back at home that they could go home to. Someone that's going to be there not to judge them, someone that's going to be there to listen, someone that's going to understand what they've been through. And without you, they would not be able to continue to do what they do every day. So once again, give our families another wonderful round of applause. So thankful for you. We truly are, truly are. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what I want to do right now is I want to go ahead and mention some conflicts. I'm going to try to go down the line, but what I'm going to do first and foremost is mention my core ones, yeah? If I do mention your conflict and you served in it, I want you to stand up on your feet. And we're going to start with our World War II era. Anyone here from the World War II era? We can still give them a wonderful round of applause as well. Now, because we know that those were the servicemen and women that inspired most of us to join the military, their stories, their legacies that they've created encourage you to do what you do and to protect this country. How about our Vietnam era? Any Vietnam veterans here? Raise your hand. Vietnam era, stand on up. Now, family, do on the count of three,
Don't
on the
know
count
what
of
I'm
three,
doing.
we are simply going to say welcome home, okay? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome.
Welcome home. Now that is the well-deserved welcome that you did not receive. Many of us don't realize this, and we only think that during the Vietnam era that they were mistreated overseas. But actually, it was stateside as well. It was anyone that was involved in the Vietnam era, they were treated pretty poorly. And it's just, it's horrible, you know. And so again, we say thank you. We say welcome home, and we are so thankful for you and all that you've endured. Now the next branch I want to go ahead and mention is the Korean War era. Korea, anyone representing Korea, sir? Thank you for your service. Thank you. Now I'm going to ask here in the lounge, if you served in a conflict, any conflict other than Korea and Vietnam, gentlemen, we don't need you to stand up again. I want you to stand up if you served in a conflict and you're here in the lounge.
Yes.
So now I want to go around the lounge. I want you to go ahead and let me know what conflicts. Stay standing for me, guys. Stay standing. Just let me know what conflicts you served in. You're going to have to use those diaphragms. Protect a little bit. What conflict did you serve in?
Afghanistan, 2014.
Afghanistan 2014. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Afghanistan 2014. Thank you for your service. Right back here in the back, sir.
Desert Storm, and then Iraq and 08.
Thank you, Desert Storm, Iraq, OA. Thank you for your service. Right here, sir.
OSW, OIF, and OEF.
Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you. Afghanistan, thank you for your service.
Freedom, 2011.
Enduring freedom. Thank you. Thank you for your service. Up here in the balcony.
Iraq 2011 and 15 and Afghanistan 13.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Right behind you. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service. Over here on this side, sir.
Desert Storm 1990.
Desert Storm, 1990. Thank you.
Desert Storm also.
Desert Storm, thank you for your service. Thank you.
OIF, OEF, Afghanistan 2013.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your service.
Operation Desert Shield, Desert Storm.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
OIF, OEF 2017, 2018.
Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you. Nope, just standards. Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for your service. Thank you for all that you have done and continue to do. Do we have any active military personnel here? Any currently active? Stand up for me if you're still active. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give them a wonderful round of applause. They're on vacation. They got to wait for a little bit. We thank you guys so much. I know it means a lot to get with your families and your loved ones and to be able to have this time, so we thank you for coming out. We really, truly do. Now, what I like to do, family, really quickly, I always like to touch base on our, kind of just what's going on, right? Now, we know that we all have an amazing opportunity to get help and support. And I think the number that is now out there, it's 22 a day, is that right? 22 veterans that we're losing a day. And I think that we could possibly help make a difference if we got a little more involved, yeah? And I think a lot of times we're afraid, some of us are afraid to venture out and see what the local VA hospitals have in store or what they have available. And some VA hospitals are amazing. Some VA hospitals could use a little bit of work, but I think that if we just channel together and just try to really make a difference, we could do that. I know several of you know that the VA hospital offers a lot of new things for everyone. They're doing things that are able to assist these brave men and women in so many ways that they weren't able to do so before. And I think that it's a wonderful thing. And even if you're not affiliated with your local VAs, at least try to find an organization that's close by that can do something, because there's a lot of support nowadays for our servicemen and women. And I think there's more than we actually know. So do me a favor and make sure you reach out and get yourselves involved in that. Now, what I'd like to do right now is I'd like to have a moment of silence for those that are no longer able to be with us. So if you kindly just bow your heads for me. Thank you. Now also, ladies and gentlemen, our president of Carnival, Miss Christine Duffy, is very heavily military oriented, and she is doing all that she can each and every single day to improve the service that we have available for you here on board and throughout our entire Carnival family. She's so committed and so dedicated